Hello everyone. Naomi 80 here. Welcome back to Level Up with Naomi, where we empower and lift each other up. Today's episode is very important. I do believe that everyone must listen to this, and we do have a very special guest. It is entitled Finding Peace, the Path to a More Fulfilled Life. A fulfilled life involves finding a sense of purpose, whether through career, relationships, spirituality, or personal goals. We will learn that from my sister today, Janith Padilla. She embodies a rich tapestry of roles as a dedicated full time nurse, a nurturing wife and mother of two, and a dynamic social media influencer. As the host of Your Energy Booster podcast and CEO of Your Energy Booster Academy, she inspires her audience to pursue a life filled with growth, integrity, and purpose. Beyond her contributions in healthcare, Janith is a life coach and a mentor. She offers a transformative digital course designed to help entrepreneurs amplify their personal brands on social media, thereby accelerating their online businesses. Ready for this? Upholding a philosophy of impact before profit. Janet's commitment what are you doing right now, right? Janet's commitment to selfless services is evident as she imparts practical wisdom and advocates for prioritizing what truly matters. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, please help me welcome my good friend and sister, Janet Padilla.
Hi! Hello,
I have a tongue
Naomi.
twister today. I'm like, I
Hello,
don't know what's going on with my
everybody.
tongue. What's up with Naomi? Thank you so much for gracing our show with your presence.
Of course, we have planned this like maybe last year, and finally it's happening.
I know,
Yes,
finally.
there's always a perfect time for everything.
Yes. To those who were not able to watch last week, I guess I did her show, the Energy Booster podcast as well. If you haven't seen that, there's always a replay. Please watch. So it was also streamed here in Level Up with Naomi, Naomi AD on Facebook and in YouTube. Okay. Janet, aside
All
from the
right.
description I mentioned earlier, can you tell us who is Janet Padilla?
Oh wow, I'm directly asked of my identity here, and
Yes.
I don't know, like this may sound cringy to someone, but my identity is found in Christ. I am a child of God, and that's all I know.
Yes. Yes. Yes, and I attest to that. If you see her post really, and the kids, she's training her kids too in reading the Bible, the gospel. And yes, I salute you for that, sister. Thank you so much. And so, can you also tell us something interesting about yourself that most people don't know?
Oh wow. Okay. Well, you have already told them a lot with that
Yes.
introduction. Thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for, having me
Mm.
here this afternoon. I just would like to say hello, everybody, to those who are watching me in my Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for dropping by, and I hope you stay with us to get a lot of goodies in this content this afternoon. And if ever you want to interact or ask a question, feel free to send us a comment on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you are getting this live stream. But yeah, what else other people know about me? Well, apparently, I mean, I am an entrepreneur. before I came here in the US, I was obsessed with building an empire. Yeah, basically building a business in insurance industry, just like where you are right now. But at that time I was based in the Philippines. So yeah, and it really broke my heart when I had to leave that business behind in order for me to pursue this long time dream of being a nurse in the USA. And so yeah, I think yeah, for those who doesn't know me yet, like, who are just following me at this moment, yeah, brand new followers, yeah, that's pretty much my background. And I never really thought coming here in the US that I'm gonna pursue another business as well. Like, after 2 years of being here in the US, a friend invited me to join in the health and wellness industry. And so, like, yeah, that made me again obsessed with the business. And all of these stuff that we are going to discuss today is all about this and coming from these stories. So I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm just gonna cut it there and we'll dig deeper in a bit.
So excited to learn from you today. You know, Jean is full of is wealth of knowledge, like it's overflowing, and she is so gracious enough to share that with us today. So, to start with our topic, what does it mean to live a fulfilled life, and how does it differ from simply being happy?
Oh wow. So maybe we'll start with the title today is about peace, right? Finding peace
Mm-hmm.
as the path to a more fulfilled life. So I wanna share first on what is peace, because we are going to go there in a more fulfilled life, or we all want to live in abundance, right, or prosperity. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I mean, like, yeah, a fulfilled life, a rich life, an abundant life, it's all the same. But how can we find it? How can we achieve it? Because sometimes we have a different meaning of it, and so we get confused, and turned out that after we achieve such things, we realize that we are still empty, and we're still not fulfilled, and there's still a hole in our heart. And that is pretty much sad, right? Because we put up a lot of, or we exerted a lot of effort, all the energy and sacrifices, and to realize that it was not really what we are looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes we think that if we are successful, like if we reach a position that we wanted, we are already fulfilled. But that is really not a true meaning of fulfillment, right? So, can you share some practical steps or strategies individuals can take to identify their path to a more fulfilled life?
Yeah. So this topic tonight is fragile. I wake up this morning and yeah, I prayed last night. What do you want me to share, Lord? I mean, we generated this kind of title because this is really what my heart wants to share when I finally achieved and realized the true meaning of peace and fulfillment. And so that is where my heart, or that is where my creator is leading me to share, because I don't want to just be enjoying it myself alone. I
Mm-hmm.
want to open the eyes. I want to be used. I want God to use my life as a testimony, a living testimony that, you guys, this is the way. This is what we are looking for, and this is it. So I woke up with three A's. And it was pretty amazing because before we started this live stream, I just had a few moments to just make a little bit of research, and it all solved the puzzle. Like, wow, is this there is a leading of the Holy Spirit in here. And
Yes.
what I was given this morning was really was really it. So it's amazing. Yeah, this morning I had a lot of things to do, and I'll only have a little time just to just really prepare with this, because I know that everything will just flow from my heart, and I don't really have to memorize or read a script on this. Okay, so what I'm gonna share to you is the three A's. Number one is awareness. Well, I'm gonna say it right away now, and then we're gonna dig a little bit deeper on it one by one. So number
Mhm.
one is awareness. Number two is acceptance, and number three is what everybody wants: abundance.
Mhm.
So let's define what is peace first. So I'm just gonna read this. Okay, I don't want to. Okay, so peace in Hebrew is shalom. Shalom, my friend. Peace be with you,
Mhm.
right? So it is a condition of freedom from disturbance, whether outwardly as of a nation from war or enemies, or inwardly within the soul. And that, my friend, we're going to talk about is the inner peace, the peace that comes from our soul. Because I do believe that we all can achieve peace as a nation if we all live in peace with each other and first within ourselves. We can't be at peace with anyone if we cannot be in peace within ourselves or with us. If I'm in constant conflict with my values and I don't align myself with my values and who really I am and with my identity, then I won't have peace of mind, because I will just be pulled in different directions. And, before I know it, my life is over and it was empty. And that, my friend, is the thing that I don't want for us to live. I don't want it for you. I don't want it for me. I don't want it for everybody. So let's continue. So the Hebrew word is shalom, right? It's both adjective and substantive, meaning primarily it's soundness, calmness, tranquility. It's primarily, like all about health, but but coming also to signify prosperity. Peace equals prosperity. So we have AAA, and also you remember that PP, peace equals prosperity. And it's not the prosperity that comes from the world. Okay, we're going to deal with that in a bit. So also means well being in general. Well being. And isn't it what we want for our life? Being prosperous and having, wellness, or having this well being. So, all good in relation to both man and God. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to throw these two verses before we start on this very fragile topic on unfulfillment, on finding peace to have a fuller life. Okay, so just for you to understand, in First John 2:15 to 17, it says, "Do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, love for the Father is not in them. For everything in the world, the lust of flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life comes not from the Father, but from the world. The world and its desires pass away. But whoever does the will of God lives forever." And another one, Matthew 16:26, it says, "For what is the man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?" All right, everyone. So let's begin. Acceptance. Acceptance. Okay. Oh, I mean awareness. Okay, let's move to acceptance right away.
Awareness is first.
Awareness. Who are you? What is your identity? When Naomi asked me earlier who I am, I said, I'm a child of God. Who created you? God. I don't know if you don't believe in God or you do, but that is what I believe. And I respect everyone of whatever their belief are, but this is me coming out, being so transparent to you right now. So, knowing that I am a child of God, then I know who owns me. God, right? You're owned by God. He made you. Long before you were born, he already had thought about you. And when he created you in your mother's womb, you were fearfully and wonderfully made. So knowing that God owns us, own you and me, isn't it that when there is a thing like this microphone or this laptop, in order for us to know how this laptop works, where am I? Okay. Oh, there's a call. But in order for me to know how this laptop works, I have to read the manual, right? On how this laptop works. So there is an owner's manual. So knowing that God owns me, what is my manual? What is what is it for me to do here on earth? How will I know what I'm going to do? How will I know what's the will of God for me? And you know what? And you know what it is? It's there. It's the Bible. So if you want to know God's will for your life, because you know now that you are owned by God, if you believe in God, then you read the Bible. We read the Bible so we will know how is it to live here. Because we are so distracted with all the standards of the world. You read this, you read that, and that, my friend, is not your manual. The owner's manual is the Bible. So if you want to know what to do with your life, how to do it, how to deal with your kids, how to deal with your husband, how to be a person with integrity and all these stuff, how to be fruitful, how to live in peace, then you just read the Bible. So that is awareness, knowing your identity, knowing who created you, and knowing what to read in order for us to know what to do. So that is awareness. Number two is acceptance. With acceptance comes surrender and submission. If we don't submit to the owner, to the creator, then what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? If we want to live our life our own way, well, we have to remember that we don't own us. I don't own me. I was just created, and I'm just created, and I don't own me. And so, I came to this point in my life that I was chasing the wrong thing. So here's the story. Okay. I was, as competitive that as I am, I want to achieve this and that. I always want to prove the world that I am better, that I'm achiever, that I can do such things. And so that only led me to be very, very tired and overwhelmed because I want things to happen fast, my way, and my power and might. And so I came to a point in my life that was like, no, this is not working. I am gonna die. I am gonna get crazy. And, I am sacrificing a lot of things just for me to prove to the world that I am worth it. Which is, I don't have to prove the world that I am worth it. I'm already worth it because my creator thought of me and he made me and he made me complete and I don't lack anything, which as I mentioned earlier, I was, prior to coming here in the US, I was building this empire that I was so obsessed. When I get myself into something, I really, I mean, you're a testimony of. I mean, that, Naomi. I paid that GoPro. I went to all these
Mhm.
events. I do everything just for me to achieve my goals in life. And so that, like, in the past, that happened in the past. And then when I came back to my home, to my house in the Philippines, and I saw all these awards, because I mean, like, I was an achiever. Like, I got all these awards every month, every quarter, and all these recognition. And when I came back to the Philippines, I found all of these awards and all of these certificates were all like a disaster because it was wet. We were flooded. My house got flooded, and all
Mhm.
those certificates and trophies were all broken and dirty. And like, oh wow, I can still remember how many events that I missed for with my family because I had to do all those stuff, to go to the awardings, to go to the conferences, to to be with my agents, to go to meet my clients. I missed a lot of events with my kids and with my family just for me to have all those things to achieve. And then here are the awards. Now it's all broken. It was like a slap in my face, like, wow.
So what happens now?
Really bad. And that it was blood and sweat, Naomi. I tell you, when I wanted something, I will be so obsessed. I will even, like, um be in a conflict with somebody. I was so willing to ruin a relationship just to get all those things. And we do that. You all, whether in the workplace or with our colleagues, sometimes we throw our friends off the bus just for us to get the recognition and the merit and the credit, and to prove that we are better than someone. We are so willing to give up time, precious time, with our family, with our kids, just to be there, prove, show up for our colleagues, for our group, for our team, for our work, at work. And so we can prove them that we are worth it. And all of this maybe because growing up, it will always go back to, growing up. I don't know your background is, but we all have different backgrounds. We all have different experiences in the past. I don't know about you, but I am the eldest in the family, and I don't blame my parents for all of this because I know that during their time, oh my God, I honor my parents. During that time, of course, they can only do what they can do at that very moment on what they think they know they can do best, right? And so as an
Mhm.
eldest, like, you have all the attention, and then suddenly you have all these siblings, and now you don't have the attention, and now you are in charge to oversee your siblings, and you are responsible for all these stuff, and now you don't have the attention, and you're no longer, and so what we do naturally is to prove them that we are worthy. That so we go to school, we do perform well at school, so we get all the recognitions at school, and at the end of the year we got all these awards, and so we can prove them, hey, I have this award. Come on, mom, dad, I am worth it. I am worth your attention. And so most of us aren't even, or most of us weren't even able to move on from that. And so
Mhm.
we chase all these things, and throw our life away, waste our time with what really didn't matter or doesn't matter at all. And so that is, when we accept and we submit and we're in full surrender, then life will be easier because it's already the creator working in us. Remember, okay, now you know that you are a child of God, right? Look at this. If you have a child, does your child worry if he or she has something to eat the following day? As a child, I can't remember if I worry about my food. I don't know about you, but I see my kids, they don't have to worry about their food. They wake up, there is food. Um
Mhm.
there is everything is well provided because they trust. They trust their parents that everything will be provided for them. And same with our Father in heaven. Why are we so worried about all these stuff if we can do this and do that and we should prove ourselves to be like this and to be like that? We worry about what we're going to eat, what we're going to wear, and yet everything is just provided because we also have to go back. Everything is from Him. These clothes I wear, these
Mhm.
laptop I'm using, this job I have, this opportunity to connect with you, this opportunity right at this moment. This is not an accident. This is all provided. And so, what and why are we worried about everything in our life when we trust, really, God provides. Because if we love our children and we provide for them, how much more our Father in heaven, who made us in our mother's womb, who thought about us, who created every bit of our cells in our body, who cares so much for us. And so, what do? Surrender. Surrender. Trust. Trust the process. We really don't have to be in a hurry to achieve all those dreams that we have right now, because if we have beautiful plans for our lives, for our children, how much more our Father in heaven. And there you go.
Very,
Abundance.
very, very true. I
Yeah.
always
Wait, wait,
remember
wait. We
the
will finish
song
with
I used to.
abundance. Wait, wait.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we
I
can
always
we
remember
can do it.
the song that we used to sing in Sunday school before, like trust and obey, like trust and obey, right?
There's
Because there's
no
no
other
other way but to
way.
trust and obey. You remember that? So, sometimes you're right, we are blinded, or we thought that this is what we need to do, what we need to achieve, but it's so hard for us to reach that. It's because there is a different plan for you. There is a better plan for
Plan
you.
for you.
The Lord always have a better plan for you. Sometimes you don't understand it at the moment, but in the future, like maybe in the next month, next week, maybe in the next couple of years, you will realize like, oh, that is why I had this a couple of years ago, because God is preparing me for this situation right now, right? So before we proceed, I would like to acknowledge those who are watching. Brenda, thank you so much for being
Hi,
with us. And those
Brenda.
who are watching live, thank you so much. Let us know where you're coming from. And we do appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you. Thank you so much. But anyway, I know we've already learned so much from you with that, but I want to know, how is it important how important is finding peace or your purpose or meaning in life to achieving fulfillment? And how can one go about discovering their own purpose?
Okay. How can you go with the first question first?
Oh, sorry.
Two questions.
So how is it important, um, How important is it finding purpose or meaning in life in achieving fulfillment?
Oh yeah, it is very important because if you don't find your purpose, you don't find your what on earth you're here for, then you're gonna pass. I want to use die, but we're just gonna die without even knowing who we are and what on earth we are here for. And as I've said, like I have three A's, right? I mentioned awareness, then the acceptance, and the last one is abundance. We all want to live an abundant life, a fruitful life. And a fruitful life or abundant life or prosperous life is not just all about material stuff. Material stuff will just follow, this is in alignment with your question too, because this is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Abundance, which means you're free from worries, your life, no matter what struggles you're carrying, because life on earth, here on earth, won't still be perfect. If you chase God every day, you'll still be under attack with the enemy. Satan will always put you into test. And you know that when you walk with God, you read the Bible, you meditate on it day and night, then you have a weapon. And when you know who you are, then you are strong because you know you're a child of God. And so, really, as I've said earlier, finding peace is I mean, prosperity precedes peace. If you have peace, then you have prosperity because you are
Mm-hmm.
free. And isn't it what we are looking for? Freedom. And all we thought, and this world will tell us lies, that freedom is all about freedom of time, freedom of money, so you can spend here and there. And truly, as I've said earlier, that all these things, these material things, are things of the world. And when we pursue the things in the world, we are not pursuing God. And peace only comes from God. And so if we only pursue all these material stuff, we won't have peace. And that, my friend, is very important.
I guess my next question is related to that. So, in a world filled with distractions, our world is filled of distractions and external pressures. So, how can individuals stay true to their own definition of fulfillment?
Knowing yourself and being grounded. As I've said earlier, you can never find fulfillment over other things. Your children will fail you, your family will fail you, your husband, your job will fail you. All these stuff around us that we can see can fail us. But definitely, there's only one who will never fail us, and that is God. And when we seek Him, right, you said, in the world full of distractions. Yeah, totally agree with
Yes.
that. Left and right, social media will tell you this and that. Social media will tell you a lot of lies. Like I just posted, I think like months ago, about relationships. People will post pictures on social media that about their relationship, that they have a perfect relationship, but there's no such thing as that. People will not tell us.
Mhm.
People will not tell us the real score. So know yourself. And that's what I said. You can never do this alone. That's why we should surrender. Like, what do you call this, every day. If you are being distracted, because I know that wherever we are, left and right, front and back, there are a lot of temptations and distractions, and people will tell you, you need to pursue this, you need to pursue that, this is an opportunity, this is an that, if you don't do this, you get this, and you don't get that. And so, what is your truth? So we have to know the truth. We have to ask ourselves, if we can ask ourselves every second, when we are being tempted, or when we are being presented with something, Is that in alignment with who I am and my values? So, knowing your values is the next thing after knowing who you are. What are the things
Mhm.
that you value the most? Do you value relationship? So, you can't, if you value relationship with family, you can't spend so much time with your business and sacrifice your family. So it doesn't work like that, because if you do that, you're not in alignment, and when you are not in alignment, you are not in peace with yourself, with your family, and with God. So if you can, please meditate, read the Bible in the morning, at night, make it a habit, or in the middle of the day, because that, my friend, is your only sword to all this. That's your protection, your sword against all the attacks in this invisible war that we are into
Mhm.
in this world.
So, so what tools? So I know we mentioned about the Bible. So what other practical tools that we can use to or practices to cultivate our greater self-awareness?
Yeah, I have this habit every day, so you can use this. I mean, like, we all have different lifestyle. I don't say that mine is perfect and you should follow what I do, but you can make your own. So if you can make a habit every day, they say it takes 21 days to build a habit, is it?
Mhm.
Or like 3 months to build a habit? I've been doing this for almost 3 years now, and I'm just modifying it, and yeah, making it better every time. So in the morning when I wake up, yeah, I pray, and I say the word of gratitude, a little gratitude, like, um wow, I'm alive, thank you, Lord. Oh,
Mhm.
this pillow, it feels so good. Oh, like, I sleep with my kids, so, oh God, thank you so much, for this family. And then I get up, um shower, and then do my devotional. So you can have your devotional, you can have a book. I listen to Rick Warren every day. That's 5 days a week. So on those days, Saturday and Sunday, I will read my Bible, or just having a quiet time. But yeah, on those days, I listen to podcasts, daily devotional with Rick Warren. I don't go to work if I don't do that, because I know I won't have enough weapon to get out there, because when
Mhm.
you go out there, all these people attacking you, like, the days already ruined. No, so I don't know what you're gonna do. You can pray, you can have a journal, you can read a verse, you can have an app in your phone, you version. I'm also using that in the middle of the day. I would just
Mhm.
pull up a verse in new version, and you can use that. And then exercise, so that's important to me too. As you can see, all these are my values. I value health, I value my physical health, I value my spiritual health, I value my family, I value my relationship with God. So just knowing my values first, then I can come up, just knowing your values first, then you can come up to a habit or a tool every morning that you can do in order for you to get ready to face the world, that cruel world out there. And then, after that, you in the middle of the day, you can pray. Just pray without ceasing, like it's in the Bible. Don't
Yes.
stop praying. Like, like, am I in alignment, am I in the spirit right now, or am I in the flesh? Making this decision is it in alignment with my values, or not in alignment? Because, so, like, that's another tool. You always have a time to pause, you always have a time to react on what is being thrown at you. Like, this is another tool that I use to. We can only control what we can control. What we can only control is our reaction and
Yes.
how we receive and how we give meaning to what is being thrown at us. But what is being thrown to us, we cannot control that. So it's beyond what we can do. What we can do is how to respond. So, like, just every time, make it a habit to just pause. Like, is this me? Or, I mean, because if it's me, you have to die in the flesh and live by the spirit so you can inherit the kingdom of God. So if you want to inherit the
Mhm.
kingdom of God, you want to have peace. Because if you chase God, then you all have all these, peace, abundance, joy, and all of the fruit of the spirit. So just a continuous evaluation every day. And you know when God is not answering. Maybe God is quiet because you don't ask him. You don't seek him. You don't desire him. You don't chase him. You are choose you to follow your flesh, your own desire, your selfish desire, then you follow God. And then, just in the middle of the day, and after, before I sleep at night, that's another, devotional in Bible reading, in just quiet reflection. Before, I'm using a pen and paper for a journal. But right now I'm just using notes. Everything that I learn
So,
within the day, I put it in my notes. So that's my diary, that's my journal. Like, and if you also notice, I always have content in my social media, because whatever that I realize that day, whatever that I'm learning that day, I put it out there, because I don't want to keep it myself. I want you to learn from me, because, guys, you can learn from your mistakes, but you don't have all the time in the world to learn it yourself. You can learn from others. And that is the wisest thing that you can do. So you can
mhm.
save time and save all the heartaches, in frustrations, in all these negative emotions. So, yeah, that's pretty it. And I'm going to tell you, although I do all these things, I still get attacked from time to time. And sometimes I still catch myself choosing my fleshly, earthly desires rather than I still go out there, get wild. And so, come to think of it, you're already in, you are already working, and you let God work in your life, and you're in surrender, and still yet, all these attacks are within you. How much more if you are not
Mhm.
in the vine, you're not anchored in the power. So we'll just all be vulnerable. So it's yeah, I don't want that for
Yeah.
you.
We have to remember, even Jesus was tempted
I
by the
know.
devil, right? So
Yes.
yeah, so how much more us? We're human, right? So it was Jesus, but he was still tempted by the devil. So yes. Anyway, and in addition to that, we said we can only control how we react, right? And remember, we cannot control others. So we
Mm-mm.
can, we sometimes we get mad at them. We cannot control that. We cannot control how they would react. We can only control our own reaction and how the situation, how we will learn from that situation actually. So,
That's
so
right.
yeah, yeah. So, and very true. You mentioned about thanking God about everything, every little thing, the pillow and everything. Because sometimes when we are so busy, we just rush and we forget, and then we complain. We complain that we're not getting what we want, and we didn't realize that what we have. I guess I posted that also in my Facebook, uh in my feed, that I'm like, what we have now were used to be our dreams. We used to pray for them before, right? So I
I
think
totally
we should
agree.
be thankful, right? We have to always have a grateful heart. So my next question, I guess, is like, is there a connection between personal growth and fulfillment? So, and if so, how can individuals continue to grow and evolve throughout their lives?
Oh wow, I so love this question. God designed us to grow. That is our design. We are never designed not to grow. If we are not growing, then we might as well be thrown, or might as well be just not exist, not live at all. But it's sad to say that a lot of us are still our old self. Like some people, like they're already at their 60s and they're still acting like they're a toddler or an adolescent, or because we there is a tendency to stop growing. And whenever you stop growing, you get, I don't want to say this, but this is the truth. um we don't really I don't want to say this, but if we're not growing, we become useless. What on earth are we here for? Is not just for ourselves, for our family, to just be a mom, to just work our job. We are here, we are created by God, and He has given us talents. You know the parable of talents? He has given us the talents to fit in the puzzle of His grand plan and dream for this world. And so when we don't let Him use us, because when we don't grow, He can't be able to. How can He be able to use us in our vulnerable state, that we don't even know what we want in our life? We don't even know who we are and what on earth we are here for. So when we don't know that, that's a sign of being
Mhm.
stuck, right? And so when we just focus on ourself, our selfishness, like we don't participate to His grand design, then we can never be fulfilled. Our life will
Yeah.
be empty, and we'll just be there on our deathbed wishing we did what we could have done, but we wouldn't have time anymore. And I don't want that for you. I mean, if there is anything in this life that I don't want any one of us to miss, and that is the purpose of being here. And I'm going to say it again, to know your purpose, you have to read the owner's manual, which is the Bible.
Mhm. So you know what? To live a fulfilled life, we always find a balance, right? We always want to find the balance. So, does the concept of balance factor into living a fulfilled life, and how can individuals prioritize different aspects of their lives without feeling overwhelmed?
Oh yeah, wow. So you see, I do a lot, right? Some people tell me,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, my colleagues
That's
at
why your
work, oh,
energy deserves.
Denise, Denise don't sleep anymore. She does a lot. Like sometimes I would make a lunch, like an ebook lunch at 9 p.m. Like, oh, she's not sleeping. Yeah, I don't sleep. I watch Netflix. But yeah, so why am I here now? Why I'm sharing all of this now? It was all because of the overwhelmed. I was burnt out. I was overwhelmed. I was like, "Ugh, if this is gonna be like this, then take it away from me. I don't need this. I don't want to be burnt out. I don't want to be overwhelmed. I don't want this." So and because of that, I am here. I am here talking about peace. Because it wasn't in peace, right? So balance. Everyone wants balance, but balance depends on your priorities. What in knowing your values. So to know what your priorities are, you have to know your values, right? So, okay, I don't know what your values are. I don't know what's important for you, but always ask yourself, is this what I'm doing right now will contribute or will have a bigger, greater impact to the to what I am here for, or to what my purpose is. So we get a question like, okay, let me tell you this. I am already working as a full-time nurse, and I'm building a business, a health and wellness business. Okay, I sell drugs. No, I sell health and wellness products for your energy, for your weight
Mhm.
loss, name it. Okay, and I also have a podcast. Yeah, on top of that, and I am, yeah. I have a course, a digital course. I also have I have a, what do you call this, your energy booster academy, that I go live every 2 weeks. And I'm a mother of two kids. My daughter is 13, my son is 9. And my husband, I have a husband, one husband only. So so all these stuff, that's a lot, right? So what is it now, like, how am I gonna juggle all this? So
Mhm.
I become I just become so kind to myself. What is really now that's important? Right now, my job is important because that pays my bills. Okay. And I don't really have to be in rush with building my business because it's always be there. If God will bless that business, because I am not the CEO of my life, the CEO of my life is God, then when he bless it, he will bless it. But God assigned me to take care directly of my family. And so I cannot sacrifice time for my family just to pursue this business because I'm already working a full-time job. And my podcast, that is my ministry. So that is the work of God in my life. That is how I share my faith, my wisdom, the wisdom that comes from God. So that's a priority. I need to do that every week. And how I share and grow people, and make an impact, and add some value to other people's lives is through my platform, the Your Energy Booster Academy. That's where I help you guys, the creators, the business owners, to share what you're doing here and what you can help for, what you can do for others. And that's where other people are learning as well. So I just focus on this stuff. And I go to the gym because health is important for me, because I cannot deliver. I mean, I cannot be an energetic person, an effective nurse, an effective mom and wife and business owner if I don't take care of my body. And then I cannot be, I mean, I cannot do all of this if I don't connect to my anchor, which is my spiritual life. And so I have to nurture that as well. And so I just focus on all of these stuff. And that right now is balance for me. And I don't know for you because you have different values. I don't know where you are in your life right now, but try to think about it. Try to think about who you are, what you're here for, and what are your values. And when you live your life on it, as God is your center, then you will have a fulfilled life with peace and prosperity.
Yes, yes, amen. So that's your routine, that's your advice. So how about the people who already feel um stuck, like unfulfilled in their current situation? So what advice can you give them?
Yeah, if you're stuck, then that's a red flag. That's a red flag. You have to do something because you cannot be stuck. So start with asking what you really want. Who are you and what you really want? What do you really want for your life? Because there's a better way. And if you want to learn more about this, I can go one on one with you. It's for free. Just go to www.chinispadilla.com and we can start with, a conversation, a free conversation on how we're going to how are we going to start this? If you feel stuck and you need help, because sometimes you just need help. I'm going to tell you, Naomi, I paid a lot of money for coaching. I paid a lot of money
Mm-hmm.
to get out of the limiting beliefs that I had in the past. And when I say a lot of money, it's a lot of money. And yeah, you have to invest in yourself as well. Because if you
True.
don't, then nothing's gonna happen. If you think that this is it for you and you'll just be stuck forever, then that's a lie. That's a limiting belief, because there is hope for everybody.
Very true. Sometimes other people say, um, it's selfishness to invest on yourself, but it is not. We have to invest on ourselves. We have to nourish ourselves. Even our creator said, you have, because this is a gift. This is a life, a gift from our creator, that if we don't nourish ourselves, how can we help other people? How can we share the love? How can we share? How can we inspire other people as well? How can we help them? Right. So it is not selfishness. And I always remind others too, like, it's okay to say you're not okay.
Oh yeah.
Acknowledge that.
That's
It's okay to
awareness.
ask for
That's
help.
awareness. That's being
Yeah.
honest to yourself. That's authenticity. That's integrity. Like yeah,
Yep.
we can't. I mean, we can't fake this life until the end. And nothing's going to happen
Mm-hmm.
if we will just keep on faking it.
There's always people there who are willing to help you. I know
Mhm.
we say social media is like a bad influence. No, like Janith is here. I am here.
Yes.
There are a lot of people who can help you be unstuck, help you nourish yourself. Like Janith said, we paid so much to nourish ourselves,
Yes.
but we are here to help. It doesn't necessarily mean we are asking you to pay for our
Mm-hmm.
services as well, right? Like
Yeah.
we're here, like this podcast, Jeanette's podcast. They're there in Facebook. It's public,
Everything is
just
there. Yeah. It's all free.
listen.
And
Okay,
I paid a lot of
all
money to
free.
have it.
Yeah. So there's one takeaway you want our audience to remember from this episode. What will it be?
Wow. Let me see. Because ooh, I, if
One,
there's
two,
one
three.
thing,
Let's.
yeah, we'll talk about peace, because like a lot of us is not really in peace within ourselves. We're not in peace with ourselves, and when we're not, then it's heavy, right? When life is heavy, when your heart is heavy, when you're just filled with a lot of weights, then even if you have a lot of money, you'll never be happy. Maybe you'll be happy when you buy that purse for two or $2,000, and then you'll be happy for 30 minutes, and after that you're not, right? Because we cannot find joy really in just the material things. So if there is one thing that I want you to pursue, is first is just to have peace, and know that peace doesn't come from anything but from God. But I'm going to leave you with all of these verses in the Bible, because this is just all that, this is our weapon, and this is a reminder. And just like what I told you earlier, if you want to know everything about you, read the owner's manual. And so Isaiah 26:3 said, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you." Trust here is coming from trusting in God. When you trust God with every area of your life, because you surrendered it to Him and you submit every area to Him, then you will have a perfect peace within you, within others, and with God. Job 22:21 says, "Submit to God and be at peace with Him." There's no peace if you don't submit to God. And that's just it. And this is what you're going to like. In this way, prosperity will come. No Job. Job is the wealthiest man
Mhm.
in his age, like in his time, I mean. And God took everything from him. That's why he's one of my favorite Bible character, because God took everything from him, his family, all in one day, his riches, everything. And
Mhm.
yet, yeah, he got mad, of course. But then, yeah, he was okay with it, and he was still faithful to God. So when you submit to God and be at peace with him, in this way prosperity will come. So peace equals prosperity. Second Corinthians 13:11 says, finally, brothers and sisters, rejoice. Strive for full restoration. Like full restoration, meaning, yeah, you have to change. We have to live a new life, because if we keep on living our but through our old ways, and nothing will change. We'll just be like this, and this is not gonna make sense in the end. Encourage one another, be one of mind, live in peace, and the God of love and peace will be with you. And lastly, Second Thessalonians 3:16 says, now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at all times in every way. The Lord be with you, but be with all of you. Without God, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, if I don't have God, I'm nothing. I am bankrupt. I don't have anything. I am
Mhm.
nothing. I really don't have anything to boast, because everything is given and everything is just being borrowed. So this life is all about him and not all about us. Now, what is really there to be boast about? Nothing, because everything is just temporary. And so everything like money, fame, worldly success, these are just the icing of the cake. Things that we get because we obeyed. If God will give that here on earth, then great. But there's no greater than enjoying all of that and storing all your treasures in heaven, when, that one will last forever. And no rust or moth or anything that can ever
Mhm.
destroy it. No one can even steal it, because that's the treasure that will last forever.
Amen to that, sister. And also, if you are already a Christian as well, it is our God's it is our obligation to share to others. They say, if you invite like 80% of the people, if you invite them to church, they'll go to church. So yeah, so
Mhm.
like don't keep it to ourselves. The abundance that we receive from God, we share it as well. That's why Jeanette's here. you know, yeah, and invite people to listen. Whatever way you want to invite people, if it's through social media, in person, flyers that you can get from church, whatever, just share what you have, what the Lord have empowered you, right? What the Lord, what blessing is has given to you. But anyway, how can the people connect with you?
Oh yeah, I mean, I said it earlier. You can check out my website at. Let me put it on the comment.
And
www.janicepadilla.com. Yeah, everything is there. If you want to book a free coaching call, if you want to connect with me, yeah, you can pull it, sister, through, so yeah, all my social media platforms are there. If you want to follow me there, support me there, that's fine. The podcast link is also there. Everything you need to know, the digital course, I will have, yeah, I will have a webinar on that. It's not scheduled yet, but I also give the free webinar to those who wanted to build their personal brand. It's using social media to build their online business. I believe, deeply believe in impact first before profit. So if you are someone who wants to serve first before even asking for a commission or profit, then I am with you. I'll support you into that, because I don't believe that, all of this is just all about us. In I rebuke selfishness, but I pursue service for others. So yeah, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, and what else? My podcast. Yeah, follow me there. You can find me wherever
Sure.
you can access a podcast, like in Spotify, Apple Podcast, in iHeartRadio, all this stuff. I'm there. All right. Thank you so much,
It's your
Naomi.
energy booster, correct?
Yes, your Energy Booster podcast.
Yes. So, yeah, listen to that podcast, guys, to be inspired more by Janice. There you go, your energy
You.
booster.
I
Thank you
love
so
that.
much.
I have to learn how to do that. I don't know how to do that.
I'll show you. I'll show you.
Okay.
See, we learn from each other all the time.
Yes.
So don't hesitate to ask. Don't have, don't say that you know everything, because no, every day we learn from somebody. Okay. Anyways, thank you so much for all the blessings, for all the sharing that you've given us this afternoon. We are so blessed to learn from you today. Thank you so much. And for everyone who watched us live, thank you so much. You can follow me. Where is it now?
Yes.
I'm like, okay. Follow me in my Facebook. That's my profile, Naomi AD, yours truly, or in YouTube. It's Level Up with Naomi. I also have a Facebook group or Facebook page that's called Level Up with Naomi as well. And yeah, let's get connected, you guys. Thank you so much. Again, it is a blessing. Thank you so much again, sister, for joining us, for blessing us this afternoon. Fulfillment is about living a deeply meaningful life, a life of purpose and satisfaction. So fulfillment is not necessarily about happiness. It is about meaning, deep meaning. It's all about one's vision, their dreams, um, and living in full alignment with the Lord, the plans of the Lord for you, and flow with your values as well. So don't forget, we are just passing by this earth. So know your purpose and don't forget to be thankful every day with all the plans and all the blessings that the Lord have given us. Thank you so much. Again, this is Naomi AD, and this is the Level Up with Naomi, where we empower and lift each other up. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you,
Bye. God
Naomi.
bless
Thank you, everyone. I love you all. God bless us.
you. God bless.